Good afternoon, LC people. Well, if you've been watching the journey on that LC2 last week, I did mention there was another power valve coming. Now, my good friend Roger here, me and him, dilly, we went to his good friend Kev Schofield last year when we started the MT project. Basically, we wanted a donor engine and all the bits to make that bike what it's turned into. Now, when we collected this, we was very happy about it because it was actually a very honest bike. It's a Swedish import, this is. But when we picked it up, we started to look around it and we came to the conclusion, I mean, you've only got to look at it. This thing has not been restored before. All the paint's still on it. It's actually in pretty good condition. All right, the tank's not brilliant. This was a donor. The one that come with it is rotted. I'll show you that in a minute. But we believe the miles to be genuine at that, 29,600 kilometres. Rog tells me it's about 20,000 miles, give or take. And we believe that's actually correct. All the stuff's here. It wants fork seals, obviously it'll want tyres. Just gone through it and I'm making a shopping list for what it needs. Now, you can see what I'm saying. It's only going to be original once, isn't it? So I don't want to do that. The last bike and the owner sort of inspired me with his thoughts, and I kind of agree with him. There's a lot restored, but you want to get on it and ride it and use it and not worry too much about it. Ploughing thousands of pounds into a restoration, which is what happens. Now the barrels are good on this, the crank's good on it, the head's got no detonation on it. We're not 100% sure yet why it was stripped. What Roger said to me was when we looked through it, you know, the big rings in between the clutch plates, a few of those was destroyed and come to pieces, so we can only assume it was stripped for that reason. But the book's going to unfold and I'll find out. But this is the next bike. Now, where the journey goes, I don't know. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. What I'll say is this. You know, if somebody wants to buy it and wants to pay me to get it back and get it running and recommission it, great. But we don't have a UK V5 for this bike. We've got to apply for it. It's a bit of a long-winded process. And from what I've been led to understand, firstly, you've got to get an MOT on it, a dating certificate, and a few other bits and pieces, and pay a few fees here and there. And wait several weeks for DVLA to either not respond because you messed the paperwork up. But there's a few people out there. I've got a couple of people's names that I can speak to about it. One of my friends yesterday was explaining. He's done a few of them. I think Roger's done one as well. But yeah, it's potentially for sale. But I need to get it recommissioned and get her up and running and get a ticket on it. But if anybody wants to buy the bike, yeah, and recompense me for putting it back how it needs to be, let me know. But I don't think it's a restoration, this bike. Now the tank that we got, it's not the right colour scheme. There's a tiny bit of a dent there, and unfortunately the cat bit's been mullered. Anyway, that's not the right tank. It's solid other than that. The rest of that tank's perfect. This is the colour scheme that came on the bike. Now, Roger played with this a bit, sort of last year, and we tried to see what we could do to do anything with it. And as you can see, it was all rotted out down here. We've had a bit of a play with it. It wants to go really and get professionally done and cut out, and bits replaced in it and done, because it did have quite a few leaks all over it. As you can imagine, you can nearly put your hand in there. You can see daylight through some of the holes. It's a proper old tea bag. The crank's perfect in it. We went through that when we got the bike and looked at it. But it's all here. I think there's the rubbers missing from the carburetors to the airbox. All the loom and everything's actually there. It is a matching numbers bike, and I'm pretty sure that the one key fits everything. This is what Dave's going to be about anyway. So you'll be seeing a bit more of this bike in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But I need to get a shopping list. carefully go through it and think what I haven't ordered. I've already sent a good order to Chris Clack yesterday afternoon for seals and sort of gaskets and bits and pieces to reassemble the engine. But yeah, fork seals are going to have to go onto that list. Intake rubbers, airbox rubbers to the carbs, and I'll slowly go round it and see. But I think it's going to be a great bike once it's done. And obviously it's not had anybody restore it in the past, so this is the first time it's going to get looked at. When I look around the bike, me and both Roger did, and you've still got original plating on some of the nuts and bolts going on in here, even down, I'm not showing you very good, but down on the suspension, it all looks very, very good. Obviously it want a set of tyres, but no, it's going to get sorted out anyway, and you'll see a bit more progress as the days turn into the next few weeks and Dave gets the shopping list together and starts to do bits. You'll see more about it. Anyway, folks, thank you very much, Roger, for selling me the bike.
Dave's Spring Project, Part 1.
Part 1, there you go. You've heard it here. Dave's Spring Project, Part 1. Thanks for watching, Dilly Dilly.